I thought I was on the home stretch, everybody. I thought getting the librarians was going to be the tough part of the villagers. Nope, turns out it's the Fletchers. I spent over 3 hours on the librarians, and I'm at like 5 hours with these guys. I cannot get the final 2 I need here. I need, what do I need? I need water breathing, and I need slow falling, and then I'm done. There are 2 different Turtle Master ones, apparently. There's a slowness 6, resistance 4, and there is another one somewhere. Over here, this guy. Slowness 4, resistance 3. Aha. Aha, aha. Okay, this is what we're doing. We're getting them bred up in our bed area over there, and then we drop them into the hole here. We hit the button to move the fletching table out of the way and put it back, and that resets the trade. We're trying to get this stick and arrow trade to begin with. Then we trade for bows. I have been taking those bows and crafting a ridiculous amount of... these are not droppers. These are dispensers. Oh, the torture. But I figured, you know, I'm kind of just waiting around here for the villagers. I may as well try to get something else done at the same time, and I need dispensers all the time. Then we trade for the crossbows. You can overtrade, by the way. So if you saw, I bought more than I needed to there, and now the experience carries over to the next level. The expert level was about half full. But you can see these are all kind of X'd out now, and this doesn't get them all the way, and I don't have feathers. So I kind of just have to wait a day before I can fill them up to master level. That's what's making this take so long, is because the trade I need is at the very end. And it's very unlikely I'm going to get what I need. Well, everybody, this is an oh snappers moment if I've ever seen one. And we're here to celebrate. I even went and made some fireworks rockets. That's how excited and happy I am. Because we just got 2 major parts of this project complete.